So this week we're focusing on the British Open. We're going to talk about, I'm going to look at what we can expect to see from the top players. So I'm going to pick a few of the top players, Nick, Ramy, James, Borja. Just pick out some key shots that those guys play. I want to highlight kind of they're renowned for those shots, why they're so good, and then how you can start to implement those kind of shots into your game, and when you're playing those shots, what you should be looking for. So, start of the week, we're going to go with world number one, Ramy Ashour. Ramy is obviously famed for his unconventional squash style, his unconventional technique, and his artistic kind of wizardry around the front of the court. So the shot you can expect to see him playing is cross-court nicks. So when an angle is created, he will put the ball away into a corner and inevitably find the nick, or find the nick more often than many of the other players in the whole world. So there's a couple of key examples here. We're going to look at one example where he's hitting a softer backhand cross-court kind of drop come kill, and then another forehand where he just ends up slamming the ball into the nick. So the key points here, we'll start with the focus on the short backhand. And the key point you'll see with Ramy is that he's nice and stable, nice and balanced when he's hitting this shot. It's a very short swing, much shorter swing than most players, and especially on these short balls. He plays the quickest out of anybody. He takes the ball earlier than anybody else, and he's got the shortest swing than anybody else. So he's looking to get up the court, get the racket out, but it's not on big swings, not loads of rotation. It comes through from the arm, obviously, but he's got this open racket face, and he keeps it very simple. So he just ends up guiding the racket head to where he wants the ball to go. So on this shot, you can see ball's come up onto his backhand volley, and he's got that racket out, open racket face, and then he's just kept the racket going through on one line towards the nick. So if I'm demonstrating it here, ball comes up, racket's there, and then he just cuts down into that corner. So very simple. He's not trying to whack this in, he's not trying to hit it very hard, but what he is making sure is that the front edge is coming through, the leading edge is coming through, the racket face is nice and open, and then he's following through to the target. So I'm just going to have a go here. There, nice and simple, a little bit more height. There, it's racket up, open racket face, simple follow through, and then the ball comes out of the nick. So nothing flash, nothing fancy, open face, follow through. With his forehand cross-court nick here, again he's got this short swing, he's taking the ball early, but this time he powers the ball into the nick. So rather than that kind of having quite so much control and guidance, he gets the racket up above the ball, but it's still open, and then just follows through and drills the ball into the nick. But the principle is still the same. It's about having that open racket face and following through to the target. So again, he's nice and balanced, gets the racket out. It's not a big swing, it's a short swing, so he's taking the racket up and out in front of him, and then following through to the target with lots of pace. So it looks something like that one there. So the key points we can learn from Ramy here and watching him take these short balls in, it's all about keeping it simple, getting the racket out, shortening the swing. You don't want to be taking the racket back here and then trying to hit the ball up there and then guide it into the nick. It's about taking it early, meeting the ball, and then keeping it simple, open racket face, follow through to your target, and hopefully that's going to result in a nick.